Have you ever seen somebody who was winning and it seems like they just can't lose? It seems like they just have victory after victory, almost like their life seems to be an unbroken boulevard of green lights. On the other end, have you ever seen somebody who's seems like they can't stop losing, they can't catch a break? These motherfuckers are always failing. In this video, I'm going to explain to you the psychological and neurological reasons why that's happening. And it's based off a book that I read a long time ago. It's called The Winner Effect by Ian Robertson. Fantastic book. I read this shit in like 2015, 2016. And I've used a lot of the principles in this book to build several multi-8-figure businesses and achieve massive success in multiple aspects of life. So what is the winner effect? It basically looks something like this. You have some sort of victory, you win something. What happens is you get a neurological effect where it actually raises your testosterone and dopamine. That dopamine and testosterone, that gives you more confidence. And that confidence makes it more likely for you to win again. And it becomes almost like you ever heard of a downward spiral? It becomes an upward spiral. Because every time you have some sort of victory, and the book goes over this, and they showed studies in both animals and humans that any sort of victory causes a huge increase in testosterone and dopamine. This increase in testosterone and dopamine is actually one of the reasons why people win more. They start to win more. They become more motivated. They become more focused. Their bodies and brains change on a neurological level every time you experience a win. And this is how people have upward spirals, right? But a downward spiral is basically the opposite. Motherfuckers out here taking L's, boom, they experience a drop in testosterone and dopamine, boom, and then they become less confident, right? Which makes them more likely to lose again. This is how downward spirals start. And you can see this in the sports world. So a good example that they gave in the book, they use Mike Tyson as an example. Mike Tyson, when he got out of jail and he was about to get his belt back, they set him up with some easy opponents. They called them tomato cans. He beat the shit out these motherfuckers, and every time he got more confident, then he went and won his championship again, right? That was one of the examples. But you can see this if you just watch a basketball game. If you ever watch a basketball game, you can see how momentum starts to switch from team to team. Like the team starts hitting shots, playing good defense, and next thing you know, it starts happening more, and this is how teams go on runs. Right? And the opposite is true too. You start taking L's, you getting dunked on, motherfuckers is crossing you over. That has an effect on your brain, and then you start taking L's again. The book cited a lot of research to explain why this happens. We're not gonna get into all the science. Just fucking trust me or read the book, motherfucker. But you see this shit in your life. When someone takes an L, and maybe it's you. Maybe you out here taking L's, man. You out here losing. Do you have less confidence after a loss or more confidence after a loss? But what you probably didn't know is it's actually changing your brain structure. So first thing we need to understand, winning increases testosterone. But there's studies that show that even watching your sports team win, your favorite sports team win, actually causes an increase in your testosterone. Just watching your team win because you feel like you're part of it. And there's studies that show that watching your team lose causes a mild drop in testosterone. I know that because I'm a Bears fan. I grew up a Bears fan. It's probably why I'm on testosterone replacement therapy, because I've been a fucking Bears fan my whole life. And these motherfuckers ain't been good since 1985. They passed up on Patrick Mahomes. They could have drafted Patrick Mahomes and they didn't. I digress. The Chicago Bears fucked up my testosterone and parts of my life. Winning causes your body to produce more testosterone. This testosterone comes with a huge boost of confidence, and you're more willing to take risks and take chances. That's a side effect of testosterone. You become less risk adverse, and you're more willing to do risky shit. And it's an addictive feeling. But that's coupled with an increase in dopamine. Dopamine is the reward chemical in your brain. Every time you win, your dopamine receptors get hit with a huge dopamine spike, and it makes you feel good, and then your brain wants to do more of it. So dopamine is responsible for drive and motivation. If you ever hear somebody say, man, I ain't got no motivation, man, I just don't feel motivated, that motherfucker ain't got no dopamine, or at least not enough dopamine. Dopamine is required for motivation. Anybody you see who's like really motivated to go after shit, this motherfucker has high levels of dopamine. And you need to understand the neurochemistry of this because you can manipulate it. But these are actual changes that occur in your brain on a neurological level. And how do we harness this winner effect so we can have more wins in our life and we can start this upward spiral as opposed to having this downward spiral? There's a few things that I do. This is not in the book. This is some Brandon Carter shit. I'm rich, so you should listen to me. One thing I noticed, my sales team, I have a large sales team. I noticed that salespeople, they go on streaks. They'll get one sale and then they start getting a bunch of sales all the time. They also go into slumps, kind of like a hitter in baseball. All this shit is psychological because the conditions haven't changed, right? It's all psychological, but also neurological too, right? Because your brain changed with every win or loss, right? So what I started doing with my sales team, I did this when I was a salesperson too, and this is how I live my life. I want you to think of this drawing. This is a representation of a goal. It's a trophy I'm drawing. I know I'm a fantastic artist. Just try not to get too distracted by it. How is he good at so many things? That's the winner effect. So this is the trophy. This represents victory. A lot of us, what we do is we associate victory with results, winning or losing. What I told my salespeople to do, this is how I helped them stop all this slumps and yo-yoing with their sales, right? I said, we're not going to think about the results of whether you get the sale or not. All I want you to do is focus on your performance. Even if you don't get the sale, I want you to show me this call, because we record our sales calls. I want you to show me this call and be proud of it, even if you didn't get the sale. This is important because you can't control whether you get the sale or not. No salesperson has 100% close rate. It just doesn't happen. It's not reality. There's so many things that can happen to make you not get the sale. Like maybe this motherfucker really does have to talk to his wife because he's using her money or some shit. Or maybe he's fucking broke. You accidentally got on the call with a broke boy. He slipped through our defenses and you got on the call with him. Or maybe he's got some shit going on in his life and he just really can't do it. You can't put money in his account. We only want to attribute victory to things we are in control of. So it's not whether you get the sale or not. Is we want to look at your performance. I don't give a fuck if you get the sale or not. All I want is you to put up sales calls on tape that you will be proud of. And I'm gonna look at everybody's sales call. I don't care about your close rate anymore. All I care about is, are you proud of that call? And the reason that's important, because you are in control of your performance. You can have 100% success rate if success is based off your performance and not the results. So many things that can happen that relate to results that aren't in your control. Your performance is 100% in your control. So you can have 100% success rate if it's based off performance and not results. So boom, what happened? Instead of thinking about getting the sale, they're thinking about their performance on the call. They're thinking about following the script. They're thinking about all the training I give them, right? They're thinking about really executing it. And whether they get the sale or not, just be proud of it. Immediately, the close rates improved. Here's what happens. Every call ended up being a victory for them. Even if they didn't get the sale, they still felt like they were winning because they were proud of the call. And they was like, man, I did a good job, but I didn't get the sale. I was like, man, who cares about the sale? That was a fucking good call. You fucking killed that shit, right? So it was a win. So because of that, they did not experience the drop in testosterone and dopamine that they normally would have under those circumstances, because it was still a victory, even though they didn't get maybe the result that they were looking for. And what happened was they started to feel better about themselves. Their testosterone went higher. Their dopamine increased. Their confidence increased. Boom. And the results kind of take care of themselves, right? As a result, their close rate increased. All we did was focus on the performance. And that's what you need to do. You want to associate victory with your performance and not the results in everything you're doing. Of course, you want the results, but we can't think about it. We got to think about our performance. When you have a goal, instead of looking at the goal, what we want to do is think about our performance and the actions that would lead to the goal. We want to only focus on our actions, not the goal. So, for example, if you're trying to lose weight, you want to lose 10 pounds. You probably have to follow your diet. Focus on following your diet today. Focus on your workout today, right? How do you perform in the gym? Focus on getting enough sleep, drinking enough water. Do those 4 things. Just focus on that. And then here's the thing. If you do those 4 things today, then today will be a victory. The beauty of this is you won't have to wait till you get the results. Because if you only focus on the results, you'll have to wait for the results to manifest in the real world for you to take advantage of the winner effect. If you focus on the things you have to do every day, then today can be a victory. Even though you ain't lost no fat, you did all the things you're supposed to do each day, and you're gonna feel better today. You're gonna start taking advantage of the winner effect immediately. You do all the shit you're supposed to do today, what happens is you're gonna experience that slight increase in testosterone and dopamine and confidence. When I first learned this, I was about 16 years old. We didn't have YouTube or no shit like that, or we barely had the internet. And I was trying to learn about, working out. And I used to read this magazine called Muscle Media. And the author was my idol at the time, this guy named Bill Phillips. He was the editor-in-chief of that magazine, and he owned a supplement company called EAS Sports Nutrition. He sold that company to Abbott Laboratories for $100 million in 2000, 25 years ago. That'd be $165 million in today's money. He wrote an article in that magazine where he said, if you want to have more confidence, every day write down 5 things you want to do those days and make sure you do those things and cross them off the list. After a month of that, you'll notice that you'll have more confidence. You'll believe in yourself more. He was describing the winner effect, right? I was 16 years old. I was like, all right, man, I'm going to fucking do my homework. I'm going to work out. I'm going to follow my diet, get 8 hours of sleep, and do cardio. It can't be simple shit like brush my teeth, It had to be shit that was like, a little bit of a challenge, right? Something you could be proud of. I did that shit for 30 days, like you said, and I started feeling like I had like way more confidence in myself, man. And I didn't realize till later, so I read The Winner Effect. It actually changed me on a neurological level. Now I take that to the extreme, and I invite you to do it too. I'm going to show you my habit tracker. It's called the Victory Vision Planner. So this is from like last year. So boom, I think I needed to wake up before 5. How many days in a row did I wake up before 5? 80% of the time, I felt pretty good. Hours of sleep. I had a goal. How many hours of sleep? Did I work out? Did I meditate? I meditate twice a day. Track my macros, how much protein I get per day, how many calories I consumed each day. If you're not tracking, you slacking. How many calories I burn each day. I track that with my Oura ring. And then I see, I was cutting. There's a formula here that adds up the caloric deficit or surplus, depending on if I'm bulking or cutting. Boom, how much water I drank that day. I'm just tracking a bunch of shit, right? Here's the thing. These are all things. None of this is random. These are things that have to be done in order to accomplish my goals. All of these things relate to my goals. So I don't have to think about the goals. All I need to do is think about making each day a success. Make each day a victory. What happens? Every time I have a victory, I take advantage of the winner effect. Every time I cross something off my sheet, it's a win. Boom. I get the increase in testosterone and dopamine and confidence, and I get that every day, right? So all I need to do to hit my goals is to do the things that will lead to the goals being hit, and I just focus on the performance and not the actual the results. I don't even have to look at the results. Imagine if somebody's trying to lose fat and you can see how much they're consuming each day, how much they're burning, and how much the caloric deficit they're in each day. Do you have to think about if that person's going to lose fat or not? No, you just look at what he's doing every day and you can see, he's in a caloric deficit every day. He's probably going to lose fat. Yeah, I got way more ripped that month. It's just mad. If you could just look at it, you could tell. You don't even have to look at the results. All you need to do is focus on your performance, because that's the only thing you're in control of is the performance. You're not in control of the economy. You're not in control of if that girl likes you. You're not in control of if you're going to get the sale from that customer. If you're on a team, you're not in control of what your teammates are going to do or not. You're not in control of who the Chicago Bears are going to draft. The only thing you're in control of is your performance. But the thing is, if you attribute victory, you change your association with victory and success, it being based off your performance instead of the results, then every day can be a victorious day. Even when you lose, you can be like, man, I did my thing though, right? And that'll give you more confidence to get up again. And then you start taking advantage of the winner effect. However, if you fuck this up and you are only focused on the results, 2 bad things happen. 1, you have to wait until all your actions manifest into the results for you to start taking advantage of the winner effect. So you're leaving a lot of testosterone and dopamine and confidence on the table that you could have been getting it every day, but you're waiting to the fucking end to get it. And if you don't get it for whatever reason, maybe something happens outside of your control, then you're going to experience a drop in testosterone and dopamine, and you'll start the downward spiral. Fuck the results. Focus on the actions. If you only focus on the actions, the results will take care of themselves. This is powerful. This is how you can use the winner effect to your advantage, and it can stop being to your detriment. I have a free habit tracker. You can alter this for whatever habits you want, and I have a video that explains it. It's called the Victory Vision Planner, and it's free. It's a Notion template. All you got to do is click the link in the description. You can download it right now. Don't fuck this up. And also, you can check out the book, The Winner Effect. The link is in the description if you want to learn more about this. It's a fantastic book. All right. Peace.